My Gavan and Melonin, and well met indeed. I'm Arachia Galadurthan, head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome to a very brief video just letting you all know that we have need of your support. The image you see before you on screen is a very old splash screen for Divide and Conquer, as you can tell. It is woefully outdated, and recent events have brought to light how outdated it is, and we have need of an updated version. Now, at an absolute push, I could probably create an updated version, but it wouldn't really look very good because UI is not really my specialty in this kind of graphical design work. So we're throwing it open to all of you instead. Linked in the description below is a link to all of the current faction icons, the very latest ones used in Divide and Conquer. And your quest, if you choose to accept it, is to simply design an updated version of the image you see on screen. Remember that at the moment we are still called Divide and Conquer, so it will need to say Divide and Conquer. And somewhere it's probably worthwhile it's saying that it's a submod for Third Age Total War. But beyond those two requirements, or three really, it needs to have the icons and then say those two things. You can do what you like with it. But it just needs to really pop, is a terribly vague word that I've given to describe what task there is before you. Now, this competition also, there's a thread dedicated to this on the Discord, and the moderators will be aware because you won't be able to post in it directly. But if you, once you have created your vision for the Divide and Conquer splash screen, then contact any of the moderators on the Discord, which is myself, any of the Elder Scribes, or any of the Marshals, or any of the Swan Knights, and they'll be able to put your image on the specific competition thread where it is there for all to see. At the end of the competition, at the end of the time frame, which will be I'll mention in a moment, then we, the moderators or the modders of DAC, will go through and choose our favourites. Now, there may only be one or two submissions, in which case we only have to choose between two of them, and we may not take any of the submissions. So this competition has an entirely subjective ending. But those of you that contribute, if we have very few contributions, will still be rewarded. Speaking of rewards, the image that is chosen, at the very least, the person who created it will be given access to the version 5 beta build of Divide and Conquer. You won't be required to report back on anything you play. It is purely a gift, so that if you want to, you can then play with all of the updates that have gone into DAC version 5. And because the link I will provide you is an updating link, every time we add new stuff, you will be able to play with it. Secondly, the sort of top 2 or 3 submissions, we will approach each of the creators and work with you to find some way of immortalizing you in Divide and Conquer, be it a general named after you, or we could maybe even tweak a unit name somewhere along the line, but we'll talk to you about that, and we'll find a way of getting your name stamped in Divide and Conquer in a more concrete way than just having credits at the credit screen, because I'm sure most people probably don't read them anyway. So, in terms of the time frame, we will run it for exactly 3 weeks from today. So today is Monday the 26th. So this will run for 3 weeks, which means it will close on the 16th of November, and that is when the thread will shut and we will take the submission. So you've got about 3 weeks to really have a go at creating this splash screen and updating the crappy one on screen before you. So that's that. If you have any questions, please pop them in the comments below and I'll get round to answering them. But I really do hope that you all take to this with aplomb, because my skills to create one of these screens are just simply really lacking. And so we're really hoping to get some wonderful screens. And if we can get a few of them, we'll even pop them in as loading screens, of course, so that they will appear even if they're not chosen as the splash screen for DAC. But there we are. Any questions, comments below? Otherwise, farewell.